Hi everyone, welcome back to the channel. I'm Ann with Ann Made. Okay, so I told you that I was going to show you how to put this together. Okay, so basically have everything on it that I want. We all know how the vinyl goes on. Okay, we go into the Cricut and we select our design and then we go ahead and cut it out, and then we use either transfer tape or packing tape to transfer it onto the glass, okay? You always want to make sure you clean your glass with alcohol before applying any designs to it. Okay, so this is what it looks like, all right? So I'm not going to run through all that. We already know how that works. Now here's the very important part, the clear core, okay? All this is photo laminating sheets, and you want to use the hard part here, okay, because there is another clear piece to it. You want this. It's semi-rigid and it works perfect, okay? So what you want to do is you want to take and cut that big piece in half, and then what you want to do here is just make sure it goes around the votive holder, okay? So what we're going to do is we're going to move this out of the way, and we already know, I already cut this piece, and we already know it's going to go around the votive holder, okay? Because that's what we want. Now I'm going to take my tape runner, okay? And you want to keep in mind where you want this. Okay, so I'm just going to place my finger here, and we're going to run some tape right down here, just so these pieces stick together, okay? And it doesn't have to be perfect, you know, just lay it on there on the tape and then press down hard, okay, so it connects it. Okay, now we're going to take and we're going to go around the votive holder like so. Okay, and you see where you want to get it as close as you possibly can. Now I don't have this locked down in this jar just yet with the dual lock Velcro, but I'm going to show you how to do that too. Okay, so then you've got it there. Okay, I'm just going to put my finger here so I know where I have to lay my tape. Okay, so right where my finger is, I'm going to take another piece of this tape here, and we're just gonna go right down here in a straight line, okay? So now we know where we can connect this. All right, so you'll take it and you'll go around the votive holder and you will connect the pieces just like this, okay? And pull it out, and then, I mean, it doesn't have to be perfect, just so it fits around the votive holder, okay? All right, so there we have that, okay? So you'll have to run another piece of tape to make it all the way, to stick all the way. So we're just gonna take another piece of tape all the way down, and then bring that piece together, and we'll do the same over here. All you're basically doing is wanting to get it around that votive cup, the votive holder, okay? So then you just take and press that down, and there you go. You've got your clear core. Now, after you have your clear core, and you sit it on this, okay, the next step here is to take this Velcro, which I already have a piece on the bottom here. This stuff is so very cool. It is called Dual Lock, and you've seen me use it before, okay? You just want to cut a piece here. I'll put this back in a moment. Okay, I already have a piece on the votive holder here. We'll just take that out. Okay, see there? All right, so all you do is take this piece, and it's gonna lock to itself. And you can hear it lock when I press it in. Okay, hear it locking in. Okay, so there's that. You just pull this off like that. Get your little piece in the trash can here. Don't want my cats getting anywhere near that. All right, so we're gonna stick it in the center of the cap here, okay? And that's what's gonna hold your votive, All right. So now what we're gonna do, you gotta make sure it's centered too. Just make sure you have it. You can even crisscross it if you need to. This stuff is very, very cool. Okay, just press down. I just need it in this very center. If it's not centered, you have to center it because your clear core will not work right if you do not do this. Okay, so I'm just gonna try to center it as best I can in the middle. You'll hear it lock down. We'll put that core right there. Kind of look around here and see I still don't have it centered. Make sure it's centered because if it's not really gonna work right. Okay. It's hard to see when I'm sitting in this chair, but okay, lock that down and we'll check it again. Okay, it was still not quite in the center. I'm just trying to avoid doing a like really long video here with this. Okay, I'm gonna have to stand up so I can see this correctly. Okay, excuse the road noise. It's very annoying. Okay, so there we are. Now we're just gonna lock that down and then we're gonna put this over the top. Okay, now that looks pretty centered. So we're not gonna put the votive in just yet, all right? I'm going to take and use some tulle, okay? This is what they make bridal veils out of and things, okay? So we're just gonna use tulle for this one. I don't wanna use a pink because we're talking about fall, so I'm just gonna grab some tulle and I'm gonna cut a piece. Okay, let's cut some tulle. Then we are going to kind of bunch it up a little bit. Now's the time to stick the votive in there. Okay, and we're just gonna stick this right here in the top like this. Okay, so we have some at the top. Now basically what we're gonna do here is we are going to put the clear core in like that, and we're gonna tulle around it, okay? So that's gonna keep the top secure. Now we're gonna take a little bit more tulle, and you really don't need a whole lot. I'll show you. We're just gonna take and cut us some tulle here. Okay, put that right there for a sec. All right, and then we're gonna take and we're gonna go around the clear core. This road noise is very aggravating, people. I just want you to know that, okay? It's very hard to do a video when you have a lot of road noise. All right, so we're just gonna kind of go and tuck it in around the clear core part, okay? You already have it at the top, so you really don't need much, okay? And you're just gonna go around and tucking it in as you go, okay? Tucking it in. Go all around the clear core, okay? Okay, so we're just gonna try to get that in there evenly. You wanna use something like a pair of scissors or butter knife, or I wouldn't suggest using like any X-Acto knife or anything because you may cut your tool and you don't wanna do that. Okay, so we're just like taking this, trying to keep that clear core in the center. Which it's not very easy to keep it in the center, but you've got to get that tulle all the way around here, okay? And you really don't want to put a whole bunch because then you won't be able to, the design, it'll kind of mess up the way the design looks. So just keep going, push it like all the way down in there. You want it completely covered, okay? And if you have to pull that clear core away, you can do that. Just pull it away and tuck it in like this, okay? Until you really have no more tulle to work with. And you want to make sure you get it even because like I said, if you don't, it will not look right. Okay, so try to pull that clear core away into the center here. Okay. So there, basically, we have our tulle, okay? And you kind of really want to look like I see a spot up there. See there? Okay, and you want to kind of like move it around a little bit just to make it even. It has to look even all the way around, or the flicker lantern will not look right. Okay, I've got to get over here on this side and push this down. Okay, so now we have our tool in there, okay? And you can even it up just by looking and pulling where it needs to be, okay? It's a little tedious, but once you get the hang of it, you can make some really, really cute things like this. I really enjoy doing it. All right, and you can move it with your fingers if you need to. Okay, so basically, that's how you fill it with the tool, or whatever you're filling it with. You can fill it with fiber fill. I've used with fiber fill. I've used, of course, the tool here. I've used many different things to fill these with. Okay, so that's basically how you make the clear core, and just make sure it's, you know, kind of centered and in there and nothing's sticking out anywhere. We can adjust it with our finger here. Just kind of get it in there. And this way nothing falls out, okay? And you won't have to do this all the time. When I first started making these, I did not have the clear core, and it was just driving me batty. Okay, so there's the tool, okay? So now we have the votive cup stuck to the bottom with the Duolock Velcro, okay? Now what you want to do is turn the votive on and place this right on top of the jar, okay? And close it. That's what it looks like, okay? It's very, very simple to do. If you want to see it up close, I'll put it a little bit closer, okay? So, hello pumpkin season. And like I said, this is just a Tostitos jar. You can make it out of a pickle jar. You can make it out of any kind of jar, basically. Now, when you're doing your vinyl, you really want to make sure that everything measures out here. You don't want to make your graphics too big or too small. But that's basically how this goes together. I mean, it's very, very simple. And this, you can get anywhere, okay? These are just photo laminating sheets. And like I said, you just use this very rigid part here, okay? And you want to cut them down the line here, fit them around your votive holder, and you're good to go after filling it. So basically, that's how this went together. And I'm so glad it's done, and I'm so sorry it took me so long, but like I said, I'm not a spring chicken, okay? But it's done, so I know I did not do the whole tutorial on this thing, but you know how the vinyl gets cut, you've seen how it goes down. It's very easy to do. You know, if you have a Cricut, just experiment with things. I mean, you can make some really, really neat things with your Cricut, okay? Never be intimidated, all right? So I guess this was a little bit longer than a short. We can call it a video now. And what I'll have to do here is seal this so the vinyl does not come off, okay? And the way you do that is you get some Mod Podge, and you take a brush and you go all the way around where your vinyl is so it doesn't peel off. All right, so I hope that's helped y'all. Like I said, I'm sorry it took me so long to get this thing done, but it's done. So I hope y'all have a great night. Stay happy, stay safe, stay blessed. Take care.